I don't know if you know about this, but a court ruled in L.A. that cities can't destroy homeless people's property or unlawfully seize it. This was Judge Kim McLean Wardlaw, appointed by Clinton, wrote for the majority, a person does not lose his or her Fourth Amendment protection from unlawful seizures by violating a city ordinance. Word otherwise, the government could seize and destroy any illegally parked car or unlawfully attended dog. So, also in the first paragraph of the article, it says, LA and other cities are barred by the U.S. Constitution from randomly seizing and destroying property homeless people temporarily leave unattended on city streets, a federal appeals court decided. So, Patsy temporarily left her property unattended a couple times, and both times had all her property taken. She's 59 years old. She had medication, ID taken, blankets, all that kind of stuff. Hampton took it one time and then said, well, he gave Patsy his business card and said, well, have her call me and then I'll give the property back. And we called from my phone and never got it back. And I got video of all this stuff. And why isn't Hampton apologizing and giving back property to a 59-year-old homeless woman who wasn't causing any problem or drinking or getting high or anything like that? She had to go to the doctor.
So what's the question? I'm sorry, I'm not being rude. So what's the question?
Why didn't Officer Hampton give her back her property? A real man, see, you guys have badges and guns. I mean, I see Patsy as tougher than you guys because you guys won't stand up for her. You won't stand up for her. I'm standing up for her, right? She is crying and coming to me and saying, look what these police are doing. And what are you doing about it? And you know, because I've spoken at City Hall many times. And I don't know why you're running for me all the time. Why don't you handle the problem? If this was in my police department, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be saying, what are they doing messing with this 15? Yeah, you know who she is.
There's others too.
The answer to the question is, so in terms of the implementation of the ordinance, you're saying, one, the court has found that it's unconstitutional.
Yep.
Right? And two, that what happens here in our city when it's being implemented, when you have basically someone who has nowhere to go and has property taken from them, what then happens to that property? You're saying that the police officer didn't need to take it, she was there, it wasn't abandoned.
Well,
okay, so
tell us about that process.
Okay, sure.
First, one of the key things you said in what you read, R.J., was that destroy the property. Take it and destroy
or
it.
seize it.
We don't destroy it. Well, everything says take it and destroy
Well,
it.
seizing it is not illegal either.
Destroy it. We take it and we temporarily...
That's seizing.
And you can come back and get it. We don't destroy
But that's
it
unlawful
unless
seizure.
They don't come and get it. Second thing with Patsy...
She's ignoring me.
We've been out with Patsy trying to get her help over and over again. And in fact, we actually took her...
Grandmother's House of Hope.
Grandma's House of Hope, finally, and tried to get her off the street.
It's $500 a month.
We're not callous and we've tried to help
She
her.
can't afford it. It's $500 a month. It's not free.
It's 20% of general relief if she qualifies. That's what they charge. Grandmother's House of Hope is a nonprofit in the city of Anaheim. They have 65 beds in the city. It's a nonprofit and wants to be a partner. It will take single women, only single women, and put them into care and transition and start teaching life skills so they can go out on their own and get them into stable living. Now, here's what we do as the police department. We pay the first month. We pay the first month up front. The chief authorizes to pay the first month up free to get them into transitional housing for any woman who is living on the street. At that point, Grandmother's House of Hope starts the process of filing all the paperwork for general relief, disability, anything, Social Security, anything you can qualify, they help you file the paperwork so you can start paying your way. The $500 he's referring to is room and board. So a place to live and all your meals provided, plus wraparound care, you'll hear, for mental health, life skills, job skills to get you going. That's a nonprofit. If it doesn't work for her, there are other nonprofits. But we try to, when we run into single women living on the street, it's an option for us. It might not work for Patsy, but it's worked for 18 women so far this year. That's the number we've ran into, 18 women on the streets that we refer them to. It might not work for her, but there's other nonprofits. But once again, we just direct the homeless to use the nonprofit, and
take
they're
their
willing to help.
So, sorry, you just clarified I
guess the statement was made, we removed the property. Sure, okay.
Ask them why they don't
So,
take
right,
property.
so there's
from
property
people
that is
have
left in
homes.
the park unattended, or it's somebody's gardening it as a camp. We hold the property. We come and we take the property and hold it for 90 days.
Unlawful seizure.
Here at the police, not at the police department, off-site location. It's a storage facility. They can come and get the property. There's no charges. There's nothing. We just hold it.
Are they notified? Do they know this?
Yes. So they can call. There's the numbers. The signs posted. There are signs posted at every park we're talking about. We have 5 signs at Maxwell, 6 at La Palma, and 8 signs posted at La Palma, at Tuileries Park, where they can call the police department, make an appointment, and come get your property. We hold it for 90 days.
Okay, I got
They're
a question.
violating their constitutional rights, and this is how they can remedy that?
That is a city ordinance.
It's unlawful.
telling you where to get the money.
I
I
got
can't
one
argue about the
question.
legality.
Right,
That
but
is
it's
through the city attorney's
ordinance
office.
That's in contradiction with the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't, even if I did do cocaine or heroin or something, I wouldn't run around with a shirt screaming, hey, I'm high on drugs. I mean, if I knew the Constitution and the Supreme Court has handed down a law that says you can't seize people's property, why are you putting signs in the park?
We're giving you notification required the ordinance that
It's
is in
in
effect.
conflict with the
I'm
law.
just saying, why we have a sign. We tell you, you cannot store your personal property in the park. You cannot store. We are holding your property, and you can come pick it up.
Now, why don't you?
Could you define storage?
Hold on. So let's just be clear about this question, because it is an important one for us to think about as a community group, which is the police is implementing and putting up signs about municipal ordinances passed by a city council. They don't make the ordinances, they're tasked to implement it, and then the city posts the ordinances. So if we do have a deep concern about the constitutionality, we should talk about challenging that rather than asking the police, you shouldn't be doing your job.
Well, why is it?
Hold on, per the city council.
Yeah.
That said, the ordinance does lay out, so the book is there, about specifically what happens to property. So I think that what's important what should be important for us right now is just to communicate to the police department that we feel it's unconstitutional, for them to take it back to city council, to let them know that the community feels this is illegal.
And Jose, it's also selectively enforced. They won't take people that have houses.
So can you answer that?
Yeah.
Then we'll move on to other people. Just-
There's people with homes that have big parties on the weekends. They have generators. They got big stereo systems and all that. You guys don't come and take their property and seize their property.
So if you look at the photos that we're passing around, you'll get a really good perspective of what we're referring to. Okay, of what the ordinance
Patsy's
is.
property wasn't in that,
We
though.
don't seize your property. It's not like you're there by yourself in the park and we just come up and take your stuff and rip it off and go on.
That happened before.
That is, you have to look at the photos. You can't store your property. You got to see the photos and what
They
we're
took
referring
Jim's
to,
stuff.
how much stuff we're talking about. We're just storing it. We're holding it. We're not stealing it from you. And there's a
Unlawful
perception that we
seizure.
are just taking it and throwing it away. That's not the case.
So,
sorry.
let me just go by the hands that I saw go up in order. So it was Marty, Lou, and Teresa had her hand up, and then Nancy, and then Mark.
Okay.
And
I'll
then-
do the best I can. And this is really good. The actual, it's in the legal side right there.
Okay, the storage, as your definition, you're saying that you take people
We
and
hold
put it
it.
in storage.
Yeah, we hold it at a facility in the
So,
city.
okay, storage usually means you're putting storage to use later on. But when you have your belongings with you, as the Fourth Amendment right, the first thing it says is that you're secure in your own person, which means not in your house, but outside.
And they just gave a ticket to
So-
someone for having property with them.
So when we keep telling the council, because I know that it's coming from the council that's implementing these, that actually is either infringes on the Fourth Amendment right
Yep.
or discriminates against the homeless.
Yeah.
So we've been advocating for safe zones where they could stay, and there's many places. And as we talk to businesses and we talk to the community that surround us, because they're throwing them out of the parks and out of the alleys, now we're seeing them in the streets, which is worse. Our homeless are going to be here all the time. But can you define that?
Well, you bring a good point. The city does provide storage of property at La Palma Park.
Yeah, but there's
We-
not enough.
If you're homeless and you want to store your stuff, the city provides 6 days a week storage for you. You can check your stuff in, go look for a job, go look for a place to live, reconnect with family members, and come back.
But there's
It's
too
on
many.
it's on the north side, right on the backside of the stadium.
Next to the Salvation Army.
Right
Well,
next to it.
people in
They get filled up
Yes,
though.
it's free.
They get filled up though. They don't have
but
enough
they
for
should
everyone.
have that in every city because the homeless here on Maxwell or
Too far.
We are, great point.
Yeah,
The city
and it'll
is
be
in
great.
discussion with another nonprofit church to provide a check-in center out
Yeah.
west.
Well,
But
that's-
it takes a lot of buy-in from nonprofits
Yeah.
to willing to have a 6 days a week check-in facility.
Yeah, 'cause
So, but that's coming.
that can take care of the problem there.
Teresa.
I just wanted to verify, so there's 65 beds you said for
Yeah,
grandmother's house?
grandmother's house. It might be 60, but yeah, 65.
Single women,
Single women?
and it's $500 a month?
No. That's what, it's 20% is what their general relief if you can't reach the 500. The police department provides funding for the first month, and then at that point, the nonprofit then starts filing the paperwork for you for disability, general relief, anything that you could qualify. We just point them this way. It's a very successful program, and it's only for single women.
And you said it's in Anaheim, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Nancy.
Right here.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. As a homeowner, I completely understand people's concern about bringing down of their property value and not being able to use their parking, or feeling like they can't use their parking, things like that. However, it's kind of an epidemic with the homeless, and I wonder how many people are really telling the truth when they call in and complain about the homeless, and how often you guys just take their word for it. Say they call in and say they're dealing drugs, which doesn't make much sense to me.
Not all homeless do.
Whatever,
That's-
but-
yeah, right.
That's part of my question. So I do understand, and I also understand your position, having to do something whether you want to or not. But these are human beings, and I don't think that people are always telling the truth when they call the department. And they need help, and I understand, you're just trying to do your job. However, what about getting together with some of the people in the community that really care and they're already trying to figure out what to do to help the homeless, and have meetings and implement ideas?
We do that. It's a group called CityNet through nonprofits. They meet every 2 weeks in the city of Anaheim. We meet at Central Library. You folks are more than welcome to come and see how it works. All the nonprofits get together. We talk about case management too, where each person, where they are in the system. It's been going on for about 2 years. That's where we got the 367 people off the street. That's the number we're referring to. So it's being done, and you're more than encouraged to come on. RJ has also come to those meetings. RJ was with us when we were signing people up into the park, meeting
RJ is
people.
Joshua.
Joshua Collins, I'm sorry.
Joshua.
Sorry, Joshua. So, it's a process. It's an enormous problem. But don't equate criminal and homeless together, because it's not.
Right, and
It's not. Let's be honest. These are people that need help. They have mental health issues. They're veterans. 30% of the folks in our parks are veterans. 30% of living in the city. These folks need our help. There are homeless who commit crime, but it's not the same. A lot of times we want to cross-reference. It's not. We got to be compassionate. We got to do what we can to help them.
yes, compassion, and I was going to say, at the city council meetings, and there were people coming up and complaining about somebody urinating in the park and things like that. And
That's a problem.
yeah, it is a problem. It's all a problem, and I feel.
Here, time and time again, I was at the Fullerton meeting the other night, they were having about the homeless issue with connecting with the Anaheim building, the shelter. So Supervisor Sean Nelson was there and all that. And we seem to have this concept, and I hear at the council meetings, because I speak at the council meetings, that we have to get the homeless out of the park. We have to get the homeless out of here. But the idea is, okay, what do you suggest? What do you suggest we do? We seem to have more compassion for animals and, keeping care of animals, but human beings are just kind of like.
I think that's the thought behind to.
At the same time,
Go ahead.
as human beings, as Raul, as Tim, as Julian, we have this concept that I know you have to wear that badge and you have to uphold the laws of the land, but you have to also, it has to tug at you that here are these human beings that are out on the street. We can send a satellite across the universe at 80,000 miles an hour and have it land on a comet. And this whole thing, but we can't settle this simple issue. Now, I have a proposal if you could take to the council.
Well, I got to interrupt here really quick because I got to wrap this up. Remember, the council, you got to take it to the council.
Right.
The council's the one who makes the decisions.
I know as police, it's a kind of a proposal, or if you can, thank you, Nancy, that they could open up the beach in Lincoln. There's a vacant lot there called the Westmont Center or whatever it's sitting there, Westgate Center. It's sitting there, it's tumbleweed, it looks like a movie set from a, Western, because it's just nothing. They could open that up and have it sort of a triage in a sense like we would have if we had a calamity, an earthquake or something like that. You would open it up and you could FEMA, in a sense, the homeless people, have the church groups use that property until they build on it, whenever that's gonna be.
Okay, so
Well, and since so many like to be
Hold on,
outdoors,
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
So let him respond to that.
Let him respond.
So, again, a lot of that stuff is not at our level. That's at the policymakers' decisions, what they're gonna do. There are problems that are associated with camps and things as such. There's security issues, there's narcotics. Who is gonna patrol all that stuff? Again, this is not a police problem. This is a
do it
social
already.
problem. We're always tasked to do different things, and again, we're the face of government. Homeless shelter in Anaheim is still moving forward. There is a community meeting set for the 30th of next week at one of the churches out in the East End. I apologize, I don't have the address right now. Eastside Community. I am in support of a shelter. We need one.
But in the meantime,
Hold on, Mark. We need to continue to move forward. But some do not recognize that when we see, or some people mention the homeless, they're not recognizing we've got families who live in cars.
Yeah.
We've got families who live in hotels and things as such. So we have to continue to work together. I am not in favor of some kind of a camp because of the issues I mentioned, plus a lot more. We will continue to work. Our effort is to get our folks the help they need.
Tickets
we are
they
gonna
don't
address
need.
the criminal activity that is associated. Again, we have a balance. We have to respect the homeless. We've got to respect the residents. We've got to respect everyone. That's our job. That's what we do.
but you could do that at a central location.
So they need to go to court. So Chief, just a couple of things to take away from this, and then he mentioned that he's willing to come back. Sorry, folks, we're not gonna have any more because they gotta go, but I just wanna make sure to wrap it up in terms of what we understand from this morning, and we hope that you do take some of this back to city attorney, to city council, from the community to you, right? Is one, the question of the constitutionality and legality of seizing private property. Has that already been decided by our city attorney that our ordinance actually meets the criteria set up by the court?
And just so I'm clear on that one, the perception I understand is people think that we're taking Tim's property. Tim is standing here and I take his thing.
That's happened before.
So
That is not occurring.
It
He's lying.
It is.
It's a liar.
How about those
Property
Hold
from
on.
people
Hey.
at the library.
Hold on, folks.
While
So-
the person is within
Go.
5 or 10 feet.
So one, if you could just help us check with the city attorney, because I'm gonna follow up with him as well. Is our ordinance constitutional under this decision in the LA, is it Superior Court?
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court?
U.S. Supreme
US
Court.
Supreme Court, right? So are we within that framework? Has that been already processed through our city attorney's office? Second is the question of selective enforcement. Right?
Yeah.
So even if the ordinance is constitutional and they feel it is, there's a question that's been coming to us regularly about the selective enforcement in different parks with different people. So how do we get that information to you? We know there's an online complaint system that gets processed, but when we see or hear patterns in particular areas or particular officers, how do we get that directed to you?
So Anaheim anytime complaints, everyone has access to it. We've got an internal affairs sergeant here, so any complaint that comes to the police department is investigated. We have to investigate it by law. But there has to be a specific complaint. If an Anaheim anytime comes across and it's just a comment, I don't like this ordinance, we're not gonna investigate that. That's the ordinance. So it's gotta be specific.
Well, how about they're
I'm sorry, sir.
overreaching?
That seems selective again, because there's a do not assist list, and I happen to be on it. You told me personally that you will not take reports from me.
That's,
So even
that
when
is
I send you-
incorrect. That is
Okay,
not factually correct.
then
I have
what-
never
what-
said that to you,
Yes, you have.
nor would I, no, I have not, nor would I ever say that to anyone. I'm
If you
saying
had
here
your recorder
publicly,
on, you could have.
Okay, so.
Thank you, sir.
Jose,
So
just,
the way-
I want
so
to,
the
just, I
way
want
to deal with this is to test it, right? So.
Jose, though.
If you have, if you have.
I gotta help you understand one thing though about this. When you file a complaint, Bob Conklin was the one that responded, and he's involved in taking people's property. So they need to have an outside person checking this. How's that going to help us
So
when
let's do
he's
this.
involved in that
Let's do
stuff?
this. Can we set up a meeting with you to talk about exactly what happens to a complaint, what happened to the ones that have been filed, and were they, like you said, a general
well, I think that
comment?
information has already been shared. So an Anaheim anytime complaint is gonna be assigned to the individual area that works. An internal affairs complaint, which Jose has copies, Eamon David has the forms, those are investigated by the police department, by internal affairs.
So, and those are things that
And they're
we
online.
follow up with, are documented when
Correct.
someone submits them. So the distinction you're helping us understand is the difference between a general comment that you don't like something generally
Exactly.
versus this particular officer on this particular day illegally seized property outside the parameters of the ordinance and or mistreated a
Exactly.
resident because whether they're homeless or not, they're residents.
Exactly.
Right? There is one more thing that I'd like for us to think about is, do the homeless have a right to be homeless?
Absolutely.
Is there a right to be
You
homeless?
better believe it.
Because that's the main concern a lot of folks have is that folks are basically made to be illegal because they don't have a home or a place of residence. And that
We
was
have-
the concern of this ordinance.
We have people who choose to be homeless. We've got, someone lives by La Park and chooses not to live in her house. She wants to go hang out with folks up north. Perfectly fine. It's your right. It's the behavior, the criminal activity.
Until
that we
10
have-
p.m.
10 p.m. the park closes.
Then they gotta leave the park. So where would they go if
Where do
they,
they go?
to
There's
exercise
non,
their right?
again, we have nonprofits who are willing to assist, locations. I don't have the crystal ball
So
that,
this will be the follow-up for us, I think, is if you have the right to be homeless and until 10 p.m. at a park, then where can you exercise your right to be homeless?
Amen.
That's the question. right?
Great question.
That we have to pursue.
Exactly.
So,
anybody want to offer any rooms at their homes?
Chief,
Safe zones.
no, Chief, no, that's not fair.
That's not fair. That's right.
No.
You got him, Jose. Right
We're a
on.
community working
You
together.
have a right to be homeless. You have a right to be homeless. Back off on your room. So at any rate, thank you, Chief, for coming and engaging us. Again, it was his offer to say, rather than have a small conversation, a small group of people, I should say, he wanted it to be a public conversation so that discrepancies can be discussed and or at least pursued and followed up. So thank you for that. We know you have to hit the sirens and get to court. So please drive safe. Please drive safe.
And again, we want to thank Dr. Moreno. He sits on my advisory board. Anytime things come up that are stirring, we want to get out here, get them in front of it, answer the questions. It's easier that way. Give you our perspective as to how we do, why we do certain things. Again, next week, the 30th, we will have a community forum on the homeless shelter. We're going to provide our security plan, what the foundation looks like. And again, I ask that when we talk about homeless, again, we're not, as the lieutenant mentioned, we're not, don't associate them with criminal activity because all homeless are not convicting or committing criminal activity.
Can you make sure to tell Lucille Kring that?
There you go. Thank you.
I couldn't resist that one.
The community to you, right? Is one, the question of the constitutional and legality of seizing private property. Has that already been decided by our city attorney that our ordinance actually meets the criteria set up by the court?
And just so I'm clear on that one, the perception I understand is people think that we're taking Tim's property. Tim's standing here and I take his thing.
That's happened before.
So,
That is not occurring.
It
He's lying.
It is.
It's a liar.
How about those
Property
cops?
from people
Hey.
at the library.
Hold on, folks.
While
So-
the person is within 5 or 10 feet.
so one, if you could just help us check with the city attorney, because I'm going to follow up with him as well. Is our ordinance constitutional under this decision in the LA, is it Superior Court?
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court?
U.S. Supreme
US
Court.
Supreme Court, right? So are we within that framework? Has that been already processed through our city attorney's office? Second is the question of selective enforcement. right?
Yeah.
So even if the ordinance is constitutional and they feel it is, there's a question that's been coming to us regularly about the selective enforcement in different parks with different people.
Hi, James. What happened just now?
Anaheim police stole my property.
They just, what did they say to you?
They said nobody's allowed to have property in the park.
Wow. So they took all your property and you're homeless, right?
Yeah.
And they took other people's property too?
Some other people, yeah.
Some other people? Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the love of Anaheim right here. And if you'd like to join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, we need to do something about this. This is unbelievably evil and cruel. I can't believe they're getting away with this. And he was with his property. It wasn't like he was away from his property. And they just came and said, you can't have property in the park. And they say you can't have bikes in the park now. Unbelievable. Just pray for the homeless out here and for me that we could somehow make a difference. Thanks so much for your prayers. May God bless. Bye. Well, the Anaheim police are here saying we can't have bikes in the parks. Some new code, they said. Hey, Hampton. Got police, code enforcement. This is insanity. No bikes in a park. Seriously? Now they're saying you can't have your property in a park after 3 hours once it's tagged, even if you're with your property.
I see him. 3 hours to get your stuff back. If you're after the 3 hours, we'll collect it for you. That's exactly what that little tag says.
So even if they're with it, they take it?
That's what I'm not.
Well,
That's what I'm not understanding.
I just need to know the rules. I don't even know what your rules are.
Don't play games with me. Walk
That's
away.
what I'm not understanding. But I'm not gonna argue it right now.
You of all people should know all the rules. Much time spent.
Can I talk to you over here?
Nope, I'm not talking to you.
I really don't know. I really don't know the.
I'm not wasting my time, RJ.
So if you're.
met multiple occasions, other people have met with you.
No, this is a whole new deal you guys are doing now.
I'm with you. I'm not playing games.
This is a whole new deal. You're playing games, man. Being.
On this date and time, this property was tagged.
Blessed are you poor, woe to you rich. That's what Jesus says.
Oh, that's your answer to my question?
You ever read the Bible?
So that's your answer to my question?
You've been saved. Have you repented of your sins? Heaven or hell?
That's just the
Think about
response
that.
I expected from you, Art.
That's what's important right now. You guys harassing the homeless like this? It's ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself, really. That's what's sad. You got no heart, man.
Still waiting on that name. The name of the person you helped?
Who are you helping?
I have a list of people.
Oh yeah, I can see you're helping a lot right now. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing.
I have several.
Oh yeah, I think there's others that would disagree with you, but thanks for nothing.
Just what I thought. That many names.
Thanks for nothing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't need to defend myself. I already know people that would support me. They're not going to support you doing this though.
It's okay. We're learning. Once your property is tagged, you have 3 hours to remove it from the public property.
That's it? 3 hours.
If it's still there after 3 hours,
Even with you
no
guys.
conversation. Even with you here, yes,
Doesn't matter if you're here or not.
we will collect.
3 hours.
Doesn't matter if you're here or not. That's what they said.
Correct.
Unbelievable.
You know that, RJ.
No, this is a whole new deal. This is a whole new evil deal going on.
What's that over there? Is that your stuff?
Look, they got the trucks here and everything. Unbelievable. It's like Nazi Germany, man. Wow.
The flaw with your argument there is if it was Nazi Germany, we would just murder you for filming us.
Oh,
But see,
you're attacking the homeless every day, man. And you're proud of yourself about it.
Because, no, I'm proud of the community that I'm helping.
Shame on you.
I'm proud of the
Shame
community
on
that I'm
you.
helping.
Shame on
So
you.
You're using a false argument.
What
You're
about the
saying it's
homeless?
like-
What about the homeless
you just
community?
said it's like
What
Nazi
about the
Germany,
homeless
right?
community? What about them?
You just said that, right? I've helped the homeless community.
What are you doing right
There's
now?
A board in
They
the
can't even be
police
in the
station of
park
all
now?
the people
Where are they
who
supposed to
I've
go?
helped.
Where are they
Who
supposed to
have you
go?
helped?
Where are they supposed to
Who
go?
have you
Who have you
helped
helped?
besides doing
Who are you
this?
helping?
I've helped plenty of people.
Oh, I don't need to
I
defend
could provide you
myself.
with the list of names
I
of
got a
people.
whole Facebook group of homeless advocates for Christ.
No, I've actually checked it out, and
Yeah,
we haven't helped anybody.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But the thing
It's
is,
your Facebook.
who are you helping right now?
We're gonna leave. We're done entertaining him.
Okay. Good luck, though.
Shame
Good luck
on
with
you.
that Bill of
Shame
Rights.
on you. Repent. Unbelievable. Anyways, please, if you like, join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. Just pray there's some good changes coming, because this is ridiculous. I can't believe it. No bikes in the parks. You can't have your property in the park over 3 hours. This is ridiculous. Evil. If you want, you can email me, servingjesus99212@yahoo.com. And I hope to hear from you. God bless. Bye. What are they doing? Yeah. They didn't give you a tag, did they? They didn't give you a tag, did they? Good. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Hey, just out of curiosity, if you is the library considered part of the park? Like, say, for instance, the library is actually not part of the park. Yeah, that's common. So it's
They will harass the homeless wherever they are. That's what they will do.
wow,
Huh?
that's cool.
He's writing more tags, though. He'll probably give these people tags.
That's cool. They used to just take our stuff right when we got here. Like, the cops would show up and literally tell us, don't move, we're running your names, and then start gathering our shit up and putting it in their car.
Really?
You were here for that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you remember over here, approximately 9 months ago. Hi, I'm Daniel Hughes, by the way. Daniel Hughes, 604-424-908, 414-1986. Anyways, I was over there by the middle bathroom one day, and
Yeah.
you know, it's raining, right?
Yeah.
It's just stopped raining for maybe 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
not this gentleman, but like 4 police cars showed up out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and they took everything,
Mm-hmm.
including our blankets,
Yeah.
everything except our food, and they let us keep one backpack each.
What a bunch of dirt balls. City of Kindness. Oh, they're putting a tag on their belongings. Now, as you see, the people are here with their belongings, but they're photographing the homeless people with their belongings, putting a tag on it. Okay, they're gonna come and take their stuff in through. So they're still doing the same garbage they've been doing, unfortunately, to the homeless out here. City of Kindness? I don't think so. Got a lot to work on as far as that goes. If you like, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray we can bring an end to this harassment of the homeless. These tags are so that they can basically take their stuff in 3 hours, even though they're with their stuff. As you see, they're still harassing the homeless here in Anaheim. I appreciate your prayers and support. Again, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray the harassment ends soon. Thanks so much. May God bless. Why are you harassing us?
3 hours.
Why don't you leave the homeless people alone? repent. You know, Jesus said, blessed are the poor, woe to you rich. Have you read your Bible? Have you been saved? Heaven or hell? Give your life to Jesus before it's too late. Why do you harass the homeless? Why? Can you explain? Bunch of robots out here. Well, here's the tag. They give us. Says I'm in violation of storing property. Not here playing my guitar. In the park, got my bike. Guess parks aren't, you know, supposed to allow people to play their guitar in the park anymore. I don't know what the deal is here, but really that law only applies to the homeless. They're going around right now harassing other homeless people with these ridiculous tags. So anyways, if you like, join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray we can bring change to this situation here. It's been going on for quite a while. And if you like, you can also email me at servingjesus99212@yahoo.com, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon. So, thanks so much. May God bless. Bye. I want to keep this thing open. Are they tagging that person there? Oh, he gave him a tag for having a bike? Can you hold this door for me while I go to record this? Please. Thanks.
I'm just saying because it's not being stored. I'm on anything, you know. I just stop talking to somebody.
Yeah, why do they not do that on to everyone else that has stuff? I mean, it's like they just do it to people that are poor. I guess he doesn't want to answer questions. Well, code enforcement on the attack once again. This is ridiculous. Doesn't seem to really care. Yes, he's going to do his discrimination job. Well, there you have it, folks. Code enforcement still coming around harassing people here in Anaheim. It's unfortunate. Yep. You can just please pray for the end of that. Those are 3-hour tags, and then they come and take your property if you don't basically leave with your property. So should they have the right to take your property while you're with your property? One guy just had a bike over there, it looked like. I mean, geez. But they just do that to the homeless, not to anyone else. For the most part, that's how it's what I've seen out here. So anyways, if you like, join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and thanks so much for your support. May God bless. Bye. Well, looks like code enforcement and all the garbage trucks came out in force here. That's with the homeless today. So they dropped off bread, so this is a major issue. We gotta get all the police out here. Good.
Hey, make sure you get this. Can't drink in the car. Yeah, this is hers. This stays.
Hey, did you ever give Patsy her property back, Hampton? He'll ignore that comment. He took 59-year-old woman's property and never gave it back to her. You ever give Patsy her property back? She called you. On my phone, you never answered. You gave her your card. You gave her your card to call her. You told her to call you.
She was given the opportunity.
You gave her a card, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you called your phone, and you never answered.
How do you even know?
Because I was here.
No, I spoke with Patsy. Again, you're interjecting yourself in something you don't know.
Why don't you give her property back?
Which is your par for the course.
Why won't you give her her property
the
back?
Most misinformed human
Why won't you give her
being that
property?
walks around in
She
this
still doesn't have her
world.
property.
It's amazing. It's amazing how
You're ignoring
little
my
you
question.
know.
Why won't you give her her property back?
I'm not responsible for her.
You took her
recovering
property.
That's right, I did.
Well, why won't you give it back to her?
All she has to do is go, and she was given the opportunity to do it.
Why aren't you
If she
ashamed of
chooses
yourself?
to sit on a blanket, like she's doing right now,
Yeah.
instead of recovering her property, that's not my concern.
She doesn't have a car. How's she going to recover her property?
Okay, well, okay.
I don't have the money to buy cars.
Go buy her a car.
You have cars. You have a car.
By the means.
Yeah, I work for my car.
Well,
something to help
why don't you? What are you doing? Taking her stuff? That helping her?
Resources we got her off the streets. We put her in a home.
She's on the street right now.
Again, he's coming from a place.
$500 a month. It was $500 a month. It's $500 a month to stay there. It's $500 a month to stay there. She can't afford that. Grandma's household, $500 a month. That's not free. Yeah, where is she at? I hope they don't take it again. You're not going to take Patsy's stuff, are you?
Oh, if it's unattended.
She went to the doctor's.
There's between you and me. I want these people to stay on
I don't want them to stay on the street. I love to have. I like to see. Oh, you're a hypocrite.
No, I'm not.
You're not. What are you doing?
I just want to know who he's helped. He's been helping that kid.
Yeah. I got plenty that'll speak for me. There'll be plenty speaking for me over you. Trust me.
I mean, there's a list of people I've helped.
There's a list of people I've helped too, but you don't see it, obviously. I'm helping right now by filming what you guys are doing. Well, that's the situation here in Anaheim, City of Kindness. Look how much they're spending on these trucks and everything to come out here. Now they're probably going to go over here and take poor Patsy's property. Hopefully not. Maybe my camera might help to deflate their mission here. I don't know. Yeah, they're getting their stuff up. I'm gonna go videotape it. Yeah, I think they'll be smart since my camera's here. Oh, shoot. Ah, such a pain in the butt. Okay. Let's see what we do here. A 59-year-old woman homeless. 59-year-old woman's belongings. Right now, Patsy's at the doctor, so I hope that they don't do the unthinkable, the unconscionable. How do you say that word? But anyways, doing what's right would be to leave it alone, of course. She left them a note, as you can see. They're looking at the note. Look at how these people work. Taking a homeless woman's property, and they know who she is. She's in the park like every day. They didn't give her her property back the last time they took it, and now they're going to do it again. This is shameful. In the city of kindness. They call this the city of kindness. All these people. 59-year-old woman, homeless woman's belongings. So they're going to take her bedding.
I know it's Patsy, but you can't leave it here all day. This isn't her home. This is not her front yard.
Why don't you give her a 3-hour tag at least?
Mr. Collins, I do not talk to you anymore, and if you get any much closer, we're just going to take you to jail for interfering with me. That'll be the last time I tell you.
Well, there's a city of kindness for you folks. What a shame.
Posted all over the park. This is not a storage place.
Yep, and this will be posted all over YouTube. Shame on Anaheim. Shame on Anaheim. Shame on Anaheim. PD. If you like, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. They just took a 59-year-old woman's been gone 1 hour. They took all her property. Shame on Anaheim PD. Shame.
He's not gonna take her stuff, so yeah, we'll take it. Clear one? Hold on, there you go.
They really don't care. It's a shame. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do?
Oh, yeah.
This guy don't care. This Officer Piscopo, he don't care about this at all. He don't care about homeless women. 59-year-old homeless woman, he doesn't even care. He'll take her property and doesn't even care. I'm telling him the truth. I'm exposing the truth right now. It's $500 a month. She told me it's $500 a month. She can't afford it. That's what she said.
Just like you lied to us that day when your friend Sanderson assaulted that Valley Press worker, she's lying to you.
What do you mean I lied to you? Don't lie about, now you're lying about me.
No, I'm not.
Don't lie about me.
Sergeant Toko asked you which way Sanderson went.
I was guessing. I wasn't sure where he went.
Tell your viewers you're a liar.
No, I'll tell you to repent. And to repent of your sins.
I have plenty of Bible verses, but he never wants to read them.
Pick on the poor. That's the Bible verse. Where does it say pick on the poor? I didn't see that. Yes, sir.
Let's talk.
Okay.
Because here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
My boss is here.
Yeah.
I'll talk to your mic here.
Mm-hmm.
My boss is here. He's
Yeah.
upset with how close you're standing to us.
Well, they were talking to me. That's why I was talking to them.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, they were talking to me.
Give us some space.
Yeah, if they weren't conversing with me, I wouldn't have stood up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, folks, please share this video. Join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. Pray for Patsy. Pray for change that Anaheim PD will no longer do this to homeless women, elderly, senior homeless women, and others here in Anaheim. Supposedly the city of kindness. Pray for these police. Thank you so much. Pray for me that God would help me to advocate well for them, as well as my friend Lou Noble and others involved. Hope to hear from you soon. May God bless. Bye-bye. Hey, Officer Hampton. Officer Hampton.
I'm working.
Oh, that's this guy then. Can I ask you a question real quick? Yeah.
What do you need, John?
Can I get Patsy's property and put it in my trailer?
I don't have Patsy's property.
Wherever they put it?
I don't know.
One of these trucks has it.
Officer Hampton handled that.
Can you talk to him and see if I could do that?
We're not gonna release that property. Once we pick it up, we're not gonna release it to her. She can come get it. She knows the rules.
She doesn't have a car or nothing though, so.
But how do we know Patsy was going to have a problem?
Oh, I'm sure she'd be happy with that then. You guys know I know her and everything.
We can't confirm that, so I just can't give you somebody's stuff. That would be like if I took your guitar and gave it to some other homeless guy because he said Mr. Collins would let me have it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Not much I can do here. Did what I could. Please pray for these homeless people. Get the help they need, man. They're bringing the whole crew out today. We got Hampton, Piscopo, and Officer Beck, Lozo.
Hey, RJ, did these guys tell you we're going to be out here every Monday and Wednesday morning?
Good, I'll have my camera ready. Thanks for letting me know. What
We're out
time?
here every Monday and Wednesday morning,
Okay.
9:30, 11:30. We have the orders, marching orders to clean up the parks.
Okay.
Okay.
So cleanup means what?
You know what it means. I'm not going to get into semantics here, but you know what that means, okay? All right, have a good day.
Sergeant Lozo, the homeless liaison. He said they'll be here every certain days to pick people, basically harass the homeless and take their stuff and everything. So he said Monday, and I don't know, I'll have to look at the video of it. Yeah, they're just out here. They're going to be out here more often to, yeah, be doing this stuff. So, well, I'm just going to have to put this together on YouTube and share this video and let people know what's going on. This is good though, because we're going to have a talk with the police chief on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, hopefully we can get him to get us some help. Oh yeah, it's still recording. So if you like my friends, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, once again, and pray we can bring much help and defense to those in need. Thanks so much for your prayers and support. May God bless. Bye-bye. More harassment of the homeless, looks like here. Yeah, they're all over the park today. shopping carts tossed in the truck there. Is this helping the homeless, really? I don't know. He's telling the homeless man that the people with houses don't like to see homeless people. Well, maybe if they gave more homeless people options with the size of the streets, they wouldn't have to look at homeless people. They give pedophiles housing in jail. Why can't a poor person get housing? Throwing away food. Shame on Anaheim PD. Please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray the homeless get the legal protection they need soon. Pray we can be good advocates for those in need, like the Bible tells us to be in Proverbs 31:8-9. Definitely an uphill battle. Thanks so much for your prayers and support. May God bless. Bye-bye. Please briefly tell me what the cops just told you, real quick, so I don't forget. Say again what happened.
The prostitution is a guy stopped there.
They gave you a ticket for having property in public. And what else did they tell you?
I can have one blanket, one backpack, and my what's it called, bike.
And you can't have a cart.
Nope,
or
no cart.
And what else? No, what else?
No bike.
No. Well, she said she could have her bike, right?
You can have a bike, but I think they want it locked up over here and stuff. They said you can't have multiple blankets, you can't have your stuff everywhere, so I can't bring a change of clothes if I want to bring a change of clothes. I guess I can't bring any shower stuff if I want to clean up because I don't got a place to go live and clean up there.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. Like, where am I supposed to be? On the streets again?
Yeah.
I'm going to stay on the streets?
You're
Okay.
not allowed to be on the streets.
It's awful.
I'm not allowed to be in a park, not allowed
Yeah.
to be in the streets, not allowed to
Yep. Can I see the officer that gave you that ticket number? Let me see the name here. His name is Conklin. Surprise, surprise. Bob Conklin.
Conklin was the guy that beat that money.
Here you go. Thanks. I just wanted to see the name. I know Conklin.
And then he was asking me all about my family business. Oh, why don't we just move back home? Oh, well, maybe if I could, maybe I would have already moved back there.
Yeah. Right.
He said good. Tell him that I got his card.
All right.
He can be at Schweitzer.
Okay.
On Lincoln, by the car wash.
Yeah. Schweitzer Car Wash. I'll try to remember that. Well, there you have it, folks. Please join Homeless Advocates for Christ and pray for the homeless to get the help and housing they need and less harassment by police. Thanks so much. May God bless. Bye. Hi.
Yeah.
They just said they can't have.
Hang on just a second.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. What's
Hi.
up?
Yeah, a homeless woman just said that the police said that they can't have certain belongings in the park. What is the rule that they're saying now?
The rule is you can't store an excess amount of property.
So what's
in a
defined
park.
as excess?
It's in the Anaheim Municipal Code. I don't have the verbiage directly in front of me, and I don't want to be misquoted.
Oh.
So you'd have to research that. It's available online.
Okay.
I'm sure you're aware because I know what your relationship is to the city and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you have access to all that stuff. But you can look it up, and it basically says that you can't store an excess amount of property inside a city or park. The park is for recreation. It's not for storage or property. That's
yeah.
where people, they can get a storage locker or a lot of different options. And what happens is that they're usually warned and they're given outreach and the opportunity. And then at some point, we can't. There's still the Anaheim Municipal Code, and different people say, well, wait a minute, how come this person's allowed to do it and this person's not? So we just need to maintain consistency. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the people with houses bring stuff like even generators. I see them on the weekends partying, and they don't ever get tickets for having excessive property.
I don't know. I haven't seen that, so
Okay.
I can't comment on that. You
Okay.
just asked me what happened today, so I'm commenting on that. That's what I was here for.
Yeah, because the carts, she said she can't have a cart or like the extra clothes she wanted to bring. They said she can't have one blanket.
Right. You can't have excess storage. It has
No
to
extra
be for like a
clothes.
recreational It has to be like anyone who normally would come for recreational purposes.
Basically, that has a house,
like
right?
that.
Someone that has a house. So it's almost like they're privatizing the park to make it only house owner friendly.
I don't know what you mean by that, but basically you can have what you want to use the park for recreational purposes. Does that make
Thanks for your
sense?
time.
All right, thank you.
Sergeant Boyer, house owner friendly parks. Homeless under attack out here. I'll tell you what. I mean, if you were homeless and didn't have a house, you'd probably have more than maybe one blanket walking around out here. You'd probably want to have, maybe extra change of clothes and things like that. It's getting pretty tough for the homeless. Please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. I hope to see you there. May God bless. Bye. Oh yeah, please pray for the homeless. Thank you. God bless. He had a backpack on his back. Just got up from the railroad track. It's been a hard life on the road. Just laid off, nowhere to go. He said, I don't have the American dream. No fancy cars, but Jesus holds me. I know what lies ahead of me, 'cause heaven knows I love the police were looking down at the poor woman sleeping on the ground. They said, you can't be sleeping here, no trespassing. She shed a tear. She said, I don't have the American dream, no fancy cars, but Jesus holds me. And I know what lies ahead of me, 'cause heaven knows I love the Lord. Just caught up to Abraham's side. So glad to be free from the greedy of earth who love their money, they say.